guys, John here from Survival Dispatch and
Angry American. What's up, y'all? Or Chris. Call me whatever you want. I don't care.
All right, and as you can see, Chris and I went to the grocery store today, apparently.
Yeah, we made a quick little trip to our local. We're going to give a shout out to Publix because I love me some Publix. You know. If you live in the South, you know what I'm talking about.
And if you don't, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because Publix is one of the stores that still does something that's really cool to me, which is the BOGO.
BOGO. Buy one, get one.
Buy one, get one. You know, and of course we know it's all built into the pricing, but still the fact that you can walk in there and what you would normally buy, you know, 1 can of peanut butter to be making your PBJs with through the week, you can get 2, and one of these can now go on your pantry storage shelf for later. And
that's what this is all about. So we're talking about, you know, building a food supply.
Increasing a food supply.
On a budget, because that's something that it is difficult to prepare to the level that most people think they need to prepare.
Well, I'm going to add a caveat there.
Go for it.
99% of the people prepping don't have enough food. Me included. I'll admit it, I don't have enough right now either. And that revelation came to me recently because of some research I'm doing on some stuff. And I will tell you folks this. For one person to live a very meager life of a very, very meager, bland, and boring diet, you need over 500 pounds of food. So for your family of 4, you need over a ton of food. And I'm not talking canned foods either because that adds weight. I'm talking dry goods stored away. Bulk weight of just the food. You need 500 pounds for one person.
And that can become extremely overwhelming for a lot of people and extremely expensive. So,
and it's hard to get to.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do was show a couple of different options here and things that we even have done in order to
expand the pantry, you know? I mean, and this is a great way to do it. When you go to the store, you know, you may have heard of the phrase before, it's called copy canning. It's one of the ways when people first get into prepping, we tell them, here's a way you can expand your food supply at home without really spending a whole lot of money. BOGOs are great. You know, if you're one of those couponers out there, even better, you can get a discount that way as well. But, you know, when you go to the grocery store, even if it's not on sale and you're buying peas, if they're buy one, get one free, great. Now this one goes in the pantry. But just buy 2 of them. If you need one for the tuna noodle thingy, whatever your wife's going to make or you're making that night for dinner, buy 2 cans. 1 can gets used for dinner, the other can goes on your food storage shelf. That's a real simple way of doing this. And
so what you see on the shelf here, cereal, oats, some instant potatoes, spaghetti, soup, peanut butter, veggies, barbecue sauce, sugar, some Band-Aid rolls that I got, a bag of beef jerky,
and some paper towels.
This is all stuff, that I have put in a box. I bought all of this because I've used all of it. It was all buy one, get one free in the last 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I accumulated this amount of food, which it's a day or 2. But it cost me 0. Not a single dime. And look what we got here. And it's one of those things where I don't buy things that I don't want. Like I was joking with Kurt. I don't buy like 2 cans of sardines because it's BOGO. I don't eat sardines. But, you know, peanut butter, soups, pasta. Pasta, I promise you, every single store, every single week, there's a brand of pasta that's buy one, get one free. Cereal.
There's always some kind of cereal, buy one, get one free.
Buy one, get one free. Paper towels, toilet paper, stuff like that.
Something to consider, though, on the sardine. You just made me think of this.
I mean, I like sardines.
Well, but if you don't eat sardines and they are cheap and buy one, get one free, or there's some super hot deal, buy them because that's a barter item.
So
somebody's going to want sardines.
So I mean, on a budget, you know, the best budget you can have is free. So
if it's free, it's for me. That's my motto. I live by it.
All of this stuff was free in the last 2 weeks, and I put it all in my prepper pantry, and that's where it's going to sit until I rotate through it. So you know, first way to increase your food preps without costing you a single dime is start looking for BOGO deals. So second option.
Second option is one I utilize. I utilize a local restaurant supply place near where I live.
And you can Google these.
Yeah, you can Google them. Sometimes you have to buy a membership. Sometimes you need a business license. But it probably wouldn't be hard for you to find a friend or somebody who could get you connected. And in there, you can buy massive volumes of stuff. So none of it's going to be storable ready. You're going to have to put in some sweat equity as far as bagging and bucketing and canning and doing those kind of things. But, you know, like I have a freeze dryer, so I go there and buy ground beef. And like 20 pounds at a time in these things. I bring it home and I freeze dry the ground beef, then I bag it, process it, and put it away. Rice, beans, even spices, salt, a lot of stuff people don't think about. You can go there and get pastas again, you know, you can get 20-pound bags of it. of whatever you want. Number 10 cans of
tomato sauce.
Of a lot of stuff in number 10 cans, which is great for our storage because that's the kind of thing we want to do. So restaurant supplies are a great place, and I utilize one quite often, and as well as some other ones.
Yeah,
so.
And I'll say a lot of times with these places, it's things that like, hey, a pallet fell over.
Oh yeah.
It smashed all the cans. Now a restaurant just like, oh, I don't want those. And they sell them extremely cheap. Same with they might have put a fork through a forklift, through something. Can't sell it to a restaurant now, and they're trying to just recoup some of their loss on it. And you can scoop that stuff up. Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, pennies on the dollar. Yeah.
So
if they start getting stuff close to expiration, they'll make deals with you in there as well. If you buy oil, you buy it all. All right, we'll do it for this, and you can get some screaming deals sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but you got to be ready. You got to be ready to go home and process that stuff. It ain't the kind of thing you're gonna be able to take home and sit on for a week and deal with later. Some of the stuff you got to move fairly quick to deal with, but you can really add to your food storage in a big way real fast.
So definitely look to see if you can find any of those places near you. You might have to drive. Almost every big town in America has one.
Yeah, there's at least one. I mean, the one I go to takes me over an hour to get to it, but it's worth the drive.
Yeah. All right, option number 3.
For me, it's like Sam's Club, Costco, BJ's, whatever your variety is near you, because you can buy in bigger quantities. You get a little bit better discount. Not always. Not always. Sometimes. Most of the time, I'll say.
Yeah.
And it's a way to buy in bulk. So, if you're getting ready you got some food grade buckets and big Mylar and O2, and everything's set and ready. Run out there and buy a couple 100 pounds of rice and a couple 100 pounds of beans, and that sort of thing, and bring it home. Again, going back to something I mentioned earlier, the math I've done for one person, if you're going to eat 3 cups of rice a day, it's like 180 pounds of rice you got to put away. That's a rounded number, but not exact. But it's like 180 pounds. Just think of that. For one person, 180 pounds of rice if you're going to eat rice 3 times a day. Got kids, 800 pounds of rice. Wife and kids, you're looking at nearly half a ton of one food staple. So, get the stuff, and the bigger quantities you get in, the better the deals you can get, and then you can go home, package it down to store it away. Because all of us need to be working on our food storage.
And then another option would be LDSs.
The LDS Bishop Storehouse, if you have one near you, they're fantastic for several reasons. One, the people are always very friendly and helpful. Always, I've never encountered anyone unpleasant in one of those. Number 2, the foods you buy there are designed for long-term storage. The variety of things may not be real big. It's just staples. It's bare bones staples kind of stuff. But it's designed for long-term storage, and the pricing is generally really, really, really good.
Yeah. And they have a lot of options sometimes. I've seen where if you go down there and, I'm going to say, donate some of your work, they will literally allow you to have it for free. Yeah, you can go down there and trade sweat equity with them sometimes. And each storehouse is different according to that. I don't know what the Mormons call their congregations or what have you, but they're all a little bit different. Some are better than others. Like there's one in Orlando, and they're not open to the public. They just won't do it. And some are open just only different times. Or one day a week or something, or a couple days a month that they'll let the public in. So. The one in Orlando, I called them. They're like, no, we don't do that. So it's all right, cool. But I've dealt with them in other places where they're really friendly and good people, and you can get a lot of food out of there at a real reasonable price. Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that can drive the expected cost of food preps up is we think we have to go straight to Mountain House foods. It's beans, rice, Mountain House food. Yeah. Well. I mean, a lot of people do it. Yeah, and as you well know, as being a hiker, man, those meals get old fast. Yes. You can only eat so many, breakfast skillets or chili mac or whatever. That stuff grows old quick. In a situation where you're relying on stored food, it's already stressful. When you go then adding in a change to diet, to eating stuff you're not used to eating, it becomes even more stressful. Yeah. Having comfort foods around things you're used to eating, fantastic. And there's ways to do it. If your family likes, mom's special goulash, that's something that's made from base materials. Yep. Store that stuff, put it away so you can whip that up. Like at my house, my daughter came up with this recipe for this crazy, kind of like a chili mac thing that she makes that is so good. And we cook up a huge kettle of it. We'll eat dinner that night. And the rest of it goes in the freeze dryer. Right. I freeze dry it, I bag it up, it goes on my shelf, which I have a freeze dryer so I can do that. But, you could still have that same meal sitting on the shelf
in the cans, and the boxes, and the bags, whatever, waiting to go, or in Mylar bags and buckets in your shed, you know, or in your pantry. So you can still do this. You just might take a little extra planning, a little thinking about how to have some of those things around. And instead of having to go out and buy, let's say, the Mountain House breakfast skillet thing, if your family likes that sort of thing for breakfast, you know, well, maybe instead you go to Thrive and you buy whole canned dehydrated eggs and dehydrated cheese and sausage, and now you have 3 staple items that you can use more than one way to make different stuff. You know, if one morning as a kid just want scrambled eggs with cheese, that's simple enough. You know, or if you need to bake something, you have powdered whole egg. 1 tablespoon of powdered egg is 1 whole egg. Real simple to do. Because that's another thing I do. We buy the huge flats when you can get them like 5 or 6 dozen eggs at a time for a good deal. We'll take those home. I crack them into the old KitchenAid mixer, and it's just whipping them. And I'll crack all 5 dozen right into that thing, get them all stirred up. I pour them on my freeze dryer trays. I freeze dry them. I take them out.
Do you pour them on the trays, then walk across the yard and
you have to be very careful. You want your freeze dry, the trays in your freeze dryer sit at an angle. They don't tell you that, but they do. It's a very slight angle with it's an angle, so you don't fill them to the top. Man, that's a damn mess. But then once you want to have it close. And another key is freeze your trays first. It makes a big difference. It helps. So freeze dry the egg, take them out. I put them in like a gallon Ziploc bag, and I take a rolling pin to it. I crush it into a powder. I put the powder in bags. Now I have 1 tablespoon, 1 egg, or however I want to use it. You know, make omelets, quiches. You can do all kinds of stuff. You know, and you don't have to eat beans and rice or Mountain House chili mac for the rest of your life. It was just a little bit of planning. It's not that hard, but it does require people to learn the skill of cooking again. You know, of how to make bread or biscuits from scratch, or how to make a pie crust. You know, if you want to do something like that. But that's all very doable in food storage. I think a lot of people get too caught up on, like you said, the Mountain House trap, or the Wise Food Company trap of buying those prepared items. You're much better off having individual ingredients, because then you can vary things. And that variance can be a big deal. You know.
So guys, I hope you learned something with regards to how to save some money on some food preps without going crazy at any point. If you want any more information with regards to food preps, be sure to check out our Survival Dispatch Insider link below.
It's easy for you to say.
We have tons of information with regards to food preps in there as well. Free 14-day trial. So make sure you check that out today. Make sure you hit the like button. If you got any other questions with regards to prepping food, leave it below. And until next time, be safe.